do your best Talking Heads dance.
Oh, I need to be wearing a suit that is like 7 times the size of my body.
Hey, how's it going, Ari? Welcome to Mixtapes. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for slaving over a podcast and or a playlist and being mad at me for the last 3 days. It's one of the small joys of my life is how angry I can make my friends.
It's new for me. I'm not used to being mad at you. So it's a new sensation for me, really. But it was real. It was like I didn't realize how sadistic that you were until you were like, you're really stringent.
Just don't go over 30 minutes.
You're stricter than Mayor Garcietti about certain things.
Yeah.
And one of them is that
Unfortunately.
it has to be 30 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. If everybody took a 30-minute limit to a simple playlist,
Yeah.
as seriously as just wearing a fucking mask, like we'd all be in the office right now. We'd all be in the office. Again, I think I should just be in charge of everything. I'd
right.
be a good ruler.
This is a service that you're providing. I understand. Mike, it was really hard.
I know.
I had like, when I got going, what I was thinking about was like, okay, am I gonna nerd out with Mike like Pitchfork, level,
Right.
like deep cuts and B-sides and like really chop it up, because I'm an audiophile. I love music. I love all these different kinds of genres. I can talk to you about jazz. I can talk to you about music from different decades. Really.
But that's none of that interesting stuff has happened. This is just going to be a conversation about how mad you are.
Yes, exactly. No, yeah. But then I thought about what was like. I just wanted this to be pure. So I was like, what's like on my mind right now? And that is my wife and I, my wife Jenna, we're turning 5. We have a 5-year marriage anniversary in a couple weeks.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
And like, thank you, brother.
I like that you guys still like each other.
We do. We really love each other.
It's awesome.
Like she's been unbelievable in this quarantine, and during this pandemic, like all the
for people that don't know, she built a house out of straw and brick,
basically,
her own hands, while pregnant.
Exactly.
Incredible.
No, I mean she's unbelievable, and so I constantly feel this has been like documented. There's been articles recently about this. Just parents who feel like they're like failing at everything right now because of all that's going on, and she's just been amazing. So I was just like, I had a lot of love in my heart, and I was like just thinking about all these different songs that had to do with our relationship at like different points. What I realized, like a lot of them are very like funny and quirky and strange. It's just not like really this super.
And so are you guys.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect.
Yeah. Well, let's go through them. I always like to start with honorable omissions.
Yeah.
So I think for as long as I end up doing this will always be on the list of favorite omissions from a playlist. Your beautiful daughter's name is
Philomena.
And the first track you had to pull off of your playlist was
Philomena. It's Decemberist song. They're like this, Portland band, kind of like quirky lead singer, which is also kind of strangely a theme in this. And like, I think a super part of Jenna's taste in music, which she does one of these two, like you can chop it up with her about that. But she likes very strange vocalists in general. So Decemberist like definitely has a little bit of a quirky vocal style. But the song was the song that's where she found the idea for the name of our daughter, Philomena. And what I think is amazing about it's a beautiful name, But that song is in the lyrics basically about a guy pining away to go down and get with his girl. And it's like this very cheerful, oh Philomena.
Right.
It's this like poppy, bubbly song, and
It's like when a girl grows up and her name is Caroline, they're like, did you name me after Sweet Caroline? Yeah, we love that song.
Yeah.
It's like, did you name me after, wait, did you fucking name me after this song? You're like, yeah, your parents are cool.
You're right. She named after a conversation that will be very awkward in 19 years. Like that's
Yes.
exactly what it is.
Which I think is incredible.
Yeah.
Anything that you can, Lauren and I talk sometimes about, like, I think the only reason we would ever consider having a child is just how funny we could make the costumes for Halloween's until they go to college.
Yeah. And
That's really all I'm interested in.
That's good.
That seems like a fun sport there.
On the topic of like Jenna being amazing, she picked out she made our like group costume last Halloween in the before time. And when people were going out and accepting candy from strangers face to face.
Isn't it so crazy? You used to just walk up to a stranger's house.
Yeah.
Everybody touched the same doorbell.
That's right. Yeah.
It's so fucking crazy.
But it is.
In their defense, most people were wearing masks.
That's such a good point and so true.
Yeah.
Not N95, just like Wolverine,
Yeah. It's like we should just start running around in like Spider-Man masks.
That was true.
That actually hasn't caught on already.
Yes, flatten the curve.
with whip.
Well, actually, like if you had what you could do is like, you could shoot the web on someone's mouth, and I think that could work.
I would like that very much.
Yes. But
so Philomena.
Yeah.
Done. Out of there.
Yeah, it's like the child came after the marriage and all that. So I just kind of, it was a theme related omission, but still.
And it should be. Every time people are like, oh, it's hard to do this. It's like the tighter you focus on a theme, the easier it will come together.
Yeah.
But I thought the sentiment behind your playlist is really sweet.
Oh, thanks, man.
And it's a lot of great songs too. I think got some Neil Young on there, or is he out too?
He's out. That's an honorable omission. That was Harvest Moon. This is how you tortured me, right? So I made an expanded version of this for like assuming that I would have any sort of like following to it. Like, oh, if you like this, you might want to hear 2 hours and 18 minutes more.
The whole it's like, about yeah, I'm not really selling this as but wait, there's more.
But yeah, but Harvest Moon is on there, and that's just like, oh man. The one thing I can say about all these songs is the lyrics and the music are just perfection. Like almost all of the ones that were like earnestly loving songs, they're just really amazing individually. But Harvest Moon's one of them. I mean, what's better than Neil Young?
I can think of a handful of things, but I'm not like a Neil Young hater.
Okay.
I love Neil Young. I think he's incredible. He's not my guy. You know what I mean?
Not your guy. I do love him.
I get the Neil Young love. I've never heard a Neil Young song and thought, ugh.
Yeah. I mean, how many artists though are there out there where that, like he's a wonder. But anyway.
I feel like Harvest Moon is. I was talking to Maxwell the other night because he's also very mad at me that I don't give anybody any leeway on this. But I was thinking one of the things.
You got to go on record though that I offered to pay for additional minutes.
Yes.
For contributions to the ACLU.
He was gonna contribute to the RNC to help get Kanye on the ballot to all the swing states, and I said no, absolutely not. He should have thought of that before. But I feel like Harvest Moon is a great song for a lot of the times when we go on a road trip or something like this Friday, we're going up to Santa Barbara, right?
Yeah.
And I'm a playlist guy. That's where a lot of this has come from. I love making a good playlist. All right, I love that you can go on Google Maps and sort of get a rough estimate of how long your drive is going to be.
Yeah.
And then put together a playlist of roughly that amount of time.
I love it.
But I'm an insane person. The secondary thing that I think is really nice on a shorter trip is you sort of pick one song.
Yeah.
And do the Spotify radio out of that.
Okay.
Harvest Moon is a great song for that. I can't even imagine how much gold would be spun driving around town listening to Harvest Moon radio. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, that's such a good point, and I love it. But I'm an enthusiast for playlists too, and then I actually have on my Spotify thing, I have these like big catch-alls, which are kind of funny, and they're vague and blunt. It's kind of like the It's Gonna Rain of playlists. So it's like I have dope shit. Just like if I hear like a really just
a banger,
yeah, I'm putting it on there. And so like, and I follow, whether it's Pitchfork or NPR or just like a couple of things that feed in new music I'm discovering. I'm just constantly putting things on there. And I've actually gone as far as making friends with some people at record labels to like hear new music that's been like unreleased and stuff like that.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Thanks, man. Yeah, so like I'm really, I'm pretty into it. And then my favorite one though, in line with the theme of all this, is Wife Will Like.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys are so incredibly sweet. Having there's on my Spotify there's L playlist, and that's just songs that Lauren sneaks on hoping that it doesn't ruin the overall algorithm too badly.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's just sometimes I think it's just the same Taylor Swift song 40 straight times.
That's right.
But it turns out she has several different songs.
This is, I gotta give you one more though, because I was just looking down.
Kidding, Taylor, Jesus.
Just to see. I have one that's it's Chill the Fuck Out.
That's so.
They're very blunt.
That's for you to chill the fuck out.
Exactly.
Okay.
I don't know why these playlists are so aggressive. I'm gonna change it right now to Wife Must Like.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, it's like Ari, you seriously need to calm the fuck down, man. You drink too much.
Yep.
Playlist.
Playlist.
Like, I don't understand what's up with but you could find good songs for it. Parking Lot by Anderson .Paak. That's a great one
that's a good one.
Hey, you need to relax. You might drink too much. Try dancing sober. That's a good song for that. Yeah, take me through the list.
Okay.
So it's MiXEDAPES episode 5, a marriage short story, or whatever you'll end up calling it. We'll put it out Friday.
You did it, because we were workshopping the name, and I had a bunch of like really on the nose ones. I think you just did it.
I think the Adam Driver's Blues.
Adam Driver's Blues. Mixtape about divorce.
Yeah.
Sad.
I wish you were dead. I wake up every morning and I think you've had an illness and you get hit by a car. Sorry. That's my Adam Driver.
That's the theme. That's the theme. Yeah. That's what we want. So you want, all right, so we're gonna go down the list. All right. I started with Helplessness Blues by Fleet Foxes.
Yep.
They're an amazing Seattle band.
A lot of great instrumentalists in that band. Very tight. I've always been very impressed by their the musicality of that band.
Yeah.
Very good stuff.
So the drummer of that band, Josh Tillman, is Father John Misty. You know
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
Hold on, time out. Did you know that?
What was it?
The drummer for Fleet Foxes is Father John Misty?
Yes, I did know that.
Okay, she knew that.
You were looking for support. You leaned for support. like fully.
I honestly thought I was gonna give her a factoid that she would really like. She's a huge Father John Misty
Oh
fan.
yeah, no question. Those were a couple casualties from the list too. I just didn't have the stories to.
Yeah,
So
and it's hard because it's gotta, it's gotta flow.
Yeah, it's got to flow. So this one, Helplessness Blues, this is a poignant thing here. This was the song we got engaged to, essentially.
It was playing when she got down on one knee and handed you that ring.
And I've never, just like every girl imagines it to be. She's such a sport. I don't know what I was thinking. This was my idea of like how to do this engagement thing. Totally quirky and weird. True story. I made a fucking playlist for her to listen to.
Well, that warms my old heart.
See, you see how this all comes.
Yes,
This was the song. So
the playlist was called "You Fucking Better Marry Me, Bro."
Exactly. Now, ... now, exclamation.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I literally put like headphones, and we went on this walk, and we walked for 1 city mile, which was between my uncle's house and my grandmother's house, and it was in the snow in Evanston, Illinois, where I was born.
Mm-hmm.
On that walk is the hospital I was born at, the hot dog stand my father worked at when he was in high school.
You say the hot dog stand my father was born at.
So stupid.
Sorry, keep going. It's such a sweet story. I'm such a piece of shit.
He that's so fun. No, he used to work there when he was in high school, and he also worked at a record shop, which is another place where like music, his musical influence and stuff was on me. But I did the fucking the fake out like along the way. Like she knew what was going on, I think.
Right.
And I did the like tie my shoe.
Oh.
Like, what? I'm the worst.
Oh, that's such a bad move.
Whose nightmare is? And this is like, and it was she, but she did love that. Was funny. And then it played.
Okay.
Then we got to my grandma's
It's a
house.
classic bit for a reason.
Yeah. And we got to my grandmother's house, and I tried to put the ring on her finger, and it didn't fit. It's so good. And then
you're one of the smoother men I've ever met.
How did I get to a yes out of all? I mean, it happened.
No idea.
It all happened. So anyway, but that song, and so then like the reason I chose that song was like the lyrics in that are so real. It's insane. If you really kind of like get in there and break them down, it's just this guy who's asking questions to the world. Like he doesn't know the answer to anything. He's like, there's some crossroads that he's seemingly at, and he's sort of asking, I guess, this woman, and he's asking just like the world, like what should I do? What's my place? What's my role in the world? And there's no real answer. And so then he just sort of says, okay, I got to roll with it. And then that's really it. And I think that's kind of what diving into, I mean, you guys are engaged. Like,
yeah,
that's real. That's real, right?
Yeah. And it's fun that to find someone who like wants to help find those answers and, search some shit out together. There's something very nice about that, I think.
Right. But like, that's the thing for me. It was like, that is very honest, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like when we exchanged our vows and everything, those were very raw and honest too. We weren't like soulmates and the stars aligned and destiny had to happen. It wasn't really that. It was just more like, this is a choice that we're going to make, and we don't really know where it's all going to wind up or what's going to happen, but I want to take the chance. I want to do it with you. So that's I think that's the spirit of that song, at least in how it plays in my head, in front of hot dog stands and rings not fitting.
placenta stain hot dog stands.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like,
Romantic.
where I was born, most people were either born at the hospital there or at this hot dog stand.
Yeah.
If the lady couldn't quite make it all the way in.
Yeah. Oh,
Exciting.
and this I got to give you this button on it because this to me this is a memory forever. So this is the last one on this. But my grandmother, I swear to God, my grandmother and my father were waiting in the living room to see what like Jenna was gonna say. And so Jenna's like, I think she was emotional. We finally arrived at this place. I got down on my knee. I asked her. She says yes, and we're hugging. And my grandma goes, "What did she say?" from the other room. And how? I mean, if you could paint a picture of like it was literally like, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't make a playlist.
Right.
Don't have it be wistful songs about not knowing answers to the world.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, I don't know.
I made one of the all-time least sexy playlists to go for a snow hike to see where everybody in my family had been born. Will you marry me? Sure. Did she say yes?
I had to. I just had to make sure she had to see all the wrong moves to make sure she was really in it, you know?
That's great, man. What
Yeah.
what would you say would be the proper dosage for this playlist? So I forget when Des and I think of it like the first one I did, the one with a lot of the Wolfpack stuff. That was more of like wake up early, eat an edible on Sunday morning, have that blasting, and get all your chores done. So you can spend the rest of the Sunday doing nothing.
Yeah.
What is the proper dosage for this one? Is it a parka, 2 or 3 draft loggers, and an old iPod?
Oh man, what an indictment. It's
I mean that in the nicest way possible.
I feel like answering that like cousin Greg from Succession.
Well,
if it is said to be so, I would say dosage is like this, like red wine.
Okay, red wine.
That's the sort of whatever drug of choice, because it's like
What do you rock and how dry is that?
This there's a story here too. This is my friend Pat's
Fine print. That's nice.
Yeah, no, it's called No Fine Print. Is his
No
sort of like an
Fine
ironic label situation where there's fine print and then bigger print. It's a red blend, 2014. It's kind of boozy, it's 14%, but it's good. He has a Sonoma County wine. And he has basically 3. He's got a Pinot Noir, this red blend, and then like a fizzy champagne, I think it is, called Fizz. Anyway, he's Chance the Rapper's manager, actually. Dope guy.
That's
and,
cool.
So I'm like, we're talking about music, right? So I'm like, you know,
pertinent.
It fits, right?
Yeah, it sure does. God damn it.
So that's the dosage. And then like, I don't know. You gotta be like all the good stuff in relationships, laughing, crying, being wistful, retrospective. That's the vibe.
All right. I love it.
Love, right? So
it feels very much like have this on while you're making your partner dinner.
Yeah, totally. And that's my role in the quarantine. I'm the short order cook, like all the time. So
it's what it was. We do a lot of game nights. I see a lot of like last remnants of what you threw together for the family, which is really nice. A lot of I saw a pretty badass taco salad the other night.
Oh, thanks.
I was pretty impressed with. That looked pretty damn tasty.
I appreciate that. I've gotten. I mean, you know what it is, right? We're not ordering out a little bit, but it's mostly cooking at home in this thing, right? So you're like, I've learned to cook like 12 new dishes, and I I look at the fridge now like, you know, the oldest guy in the world. Like I'm like, how are we gonna get rid of this corn? You know, or whatever. Like we've got the the eggs are on their way out.
Oh my God, does that mean you're an old person? Because I have definitely, I have, I have well established that in my day to day.
It's
Oh
just
man,
so, like,
babe, look, hey babe, come here. It's broccoli. Now we better. Guess we're having broccoli tonight. Yeah, exactly. It's so good.
yeah. So you're
Well, what if
now
we dissed it with a little Parmesan and yeah,
exactly. That's it.
yeah,
And
that's
that's
fun.
what.
What was the first album you ever paid money for?
Oh, that's such a fucking good question. Um, it's not the first album I owned, but the
Mhm.
first album I paid money for, I think, was Nevermind. Was
That's a pretty good one.
I think that was the first. I very close together because I think they were both 93. Was Nevermind and well, no, Nevermind was 91. So I think yeah, it was Nevermind and then Siamese Dream.
Yeah.
And they were, so I grew up in both Chicago and Wisconsin, and in Chicago, like the Smashing Pumpkins were like everything.
That
You know?
was my band as a kid.
Yeah.
That's like
Oh my god.
there was a time when I would just sit down with a guitar and just play through Siamese Dream and Melancholy.
Today, Disarm,
Yeah.
Cherub Rock. I mean, fucking come on. Yeah.
What was his name? Jimmy Chamberlain or something like the drummer?
That was the drummer. Yeah.
Ooh, man, he pounded them shits.
Yeah, he was fucking awesome.
I loved that band.
Jay-Z, Hot Darcy, and Billy. And then, so the interesting thing then was Nevermind was recorded in Madison, Wisconsin, actually, in my hometown.
What?
Yeah.
How did I not know that?
Yeah, and so when Kurt Cobain was there, he walked in the, just like me, just like he was trying to get engaged, walking in the snow. Right?
Telling Courtney Love about Fleet Foxes.
Yeah, exactly. See, Seattle, another Seattle band. It's all connected, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a little bit of beef between. I hope I'm not fucking this up. Butch Vig produced Nevermind and Siamese Dreams. He did, I believe, the Siamese Dreams came first, and Billy Corgan had some beef with Kurt and Butch, who produced the album, because there was some beef over like stealing their guitar sound or something like that.
Oh.
I have to like brush up on that, but
Sure.
somewhere in my like, you know.
Well, it's if you're working with a producer who's good at all,
Yeah,
he's gonna lock in your guitar sound.
yeah,
You know, like that's gonna happen. Where he's like, actually, I'm gonna run it through this. Stop using that rat pedal you have. I have this one, and it's better than yours. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like he's like. Yeah, Butch Vig, because Butch Vig was in Garbage, right? That was like his band.
And they were a Madison band. They're from my hometown. They're from Madison. So Shirley Manson, him from there. And I used to actually, a couple times when I was in college, and I was a waiter at this really local famous diner called Mickey's Dairy Bar. He would come. No, I mean, this is like
I couldn't have written a funnier name for your town.
It's
Mickey's Dairy Bar.
I can't believe
awesome.
we're talking about Mickey's Dairy Bar. Your podcast is amazing because like how I don't know how we're talking about this, but it's
it's a rambling
it's good
podcast that no one will ever listen to. maybe your wife and my fiance.
That's right.
It's just two good dudes talking music.
That's right. Okay, so Mickey's Dairy Bar in Madison, Wisconsin. It's across the street from Camp Randall, where the Badgers football team plays.
Okay.
It's this famous stadium. So the ESPN crew would go there when they were covering the game, and I'd serve them. And then Butch Vig would eat there. That was the whole thing. He'd eat there sometimes. and David Lynch. There were a whole lot of really interesting people that would kind of come in and out of that.
That's so crazy of the like growing up where you did, having such a like an incredible touchstone for like pop culture.
Yeah.
It's like pretty incredible because just one town over, they have like almost no connection to like pop culture. You know, it's like I grew up just outside of Nashville for a big chunk of my childhood. I was like more familiar with country music stuff than anything else. And like, you know, the UT like Volunteers college football team was like, that was the dominant like sport team. It wasn't until I moved where you got people who were like rabid fans of professional teams, really, you know?
Yeah.
It's so bizarre. Where you're born, just like it has too much influence. It's really bizarre.
Yeah, it's weird too because like Evanston is northwestern, right? So that's actually where I was born. It's a suburb. It's like 8 miles north of Chicago proper, and like that's where the Cusacks are from, and like.
But sorry. So let me track that back a little bit. So you grew up just outside of Chicago until college, then?
No, it's the other way. So I was born in Chicago and then mostly raised in Madison.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And they're like 2 hours and some change apart. Like they're very like, here's your state of Wisconsin. Its southern part is Madison, and then just below that Chicago. Yeah, it's like you get Michigan and like Wisconsin.
Yeah, I know Michigan for sure. And then that guy.
Hey, whatever for Michigan. But with the Wisconsin thing, like
fuck Michigan. Exactly. I'll say it.
Where's your Upper Peninsula? Are you gonna
bitches. Actually, I don't think I've ever met someone from Michigan I didn't like.
That you didn't like? There's a lot going on there in that state. There's a lot of good
salt of the earth people.
Sure. Every once in a election. Every once in a while.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to bring. We almost made it out without invoking. All right, Mike. I'm rocking down this list.
I don't think we don't have to go through every one because we wasted a lot of time on where your dad was born. But let's grab another one or two. I don't know Joel Almy.
Oh, I knew you were gonna pick that one out. I think I kept that on the list, like
just so you could be like, oh, yeah. Who's Joel Almy? Give me the Wikipedia summary.
He's Swedish. He's a Swedish musician. He's awesome, and he has this like, I don't know if it's like.
Is he modern? It felt very old.
It's got that like Fits in the Tantrum kind of a like retro vibe to it.
Yeah, very nice.
I thought you'd really like that one.
That would because I was like, when it came out, when I listened to it the first time, my favorite part of this week was when I sent you a screenshot where it said 33 minutes, and then I took that screenshot and blew it up and sent that. Did you get that? Because I was like, oh yeah. Don't even waste your time listening to this because it's going to change drastically. But then Harvest Moon, Time in a Bottle, which is a fucking great song. Jim Croce, like, get the fuck out of here. That guy could play a guitar and sing a song. Then this Joel Almy song came on. I was like, ooh, this is new. And I assumed it was an old song that had passed me somehow, but instead it's a more modern song that's definitely passed me somehow.
Yeah, and it was in I think the most. I mean, he's still kind of, if you're really into, if you're from Sweden, you know him. And then there's this indie director, Joe Swanberg. I don't know if you've seen like Drinking Buddies and some of his films, but like Jake Johnson, a couple of like make like a
with
Sunday.
Him and like Olivia. What's her name?
Olivia Wilde.
Olivia Wilde, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
I did see that. Yeah, it was fine.
No budget kind of indies. He lives in Chicago. and like and makes a movie with some famous people and some of his friends on like a shoestring budget, every couple of years. He's a really cool guy. Anyway, he made this film called Happy Christmas, which is a great little indie with what's her name from Pitch Perfect? Oh my God.
Kendrick?
Yes. Thank you. And she's like this sister who's kind of got like, she's sort of like millennial dysfunctional, and she's living with Joe and his family and kind of like, overstaying her welcome. And it's funny. It's really cute. Anyway, there's songs in there. And that's, I think, probably the most play or that's kind of gotten. But it's like a drinking song that
Mhm.
maybe like your best man would tell you in support of your marriage. Like, stay with this girl. She's good to you. She's gonna,
If you got somebody waiting,
if you got somebody
you gotta
waiting.
go home.
Yeah, it's very like direct, but I love it.
Yeah, that was a great song. I think that was probably the standout for me, other than obviously you can't say like a Fleetwood Mac song, because like it's Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah,
That's a great song. I can't like say like that was my standout on your playlist. And then
that one.
This Must Be the Place by Talking Heads is one of my all-time favorite songs.
Oh my God,
And
me too.
to see it get shuffled around and then have that one find
Land.
its way in there really brought a smile to my face.
Yeah,
Talking Heads come on almost every time we're in the car driving around.
I mean, we're on a road to nowhere, right? And then, but the Dreams, that Fleetwood Mac one was on there because on my second date with Jenna, this is incredible. This is our second date. We go to Harvard and Stone. You ever been to that place?
Sure.
With the burlesque style, Rosie the Riveter dancers or whatever it is on the ceiling. I don't know if I'm using the right terminology to describe. They're not naked, but they're like
They're sexy.
It's like, yeah, like 1950s vibe, and
Yeah.
they're like dance. It's such a cool place. Man, I wish we could go to a bar.
I know.
Be unbelievable.
Oh, I know.
Just to think about that for a moment. But anyway, we're there, and this is so early on. We're not even like official, and that song comes on, Dreams comes on, and she's coming back from the bathroom, and another woman is like talking to me and sort of kind of dancing a little bit, and she fully like pushes this woman out of the way and like claims her space. Like,
That's
it was,
incredible.
yeah, and that was the last time that happened.
Yeah.
That's never.
And then she started building a flower garden.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, exactly.
So impressive. God damn, she's an impressive person.
Yeah, no, the look in her eyes destroyed this other person. I'm kidding.
It's funny, is like she seems like such a nice person, but I couldn't imagine having her mad at me. That would be horrible.
It's not fun.
Oh, it couldn't be good.
It's not fun.
Philomena's gonna get away with nothing her whole life.
That's right. And then
what a good kid.
the one that we didn't mention though is the Don't You Want Me. And I had to like put that one in there because this weird thing that we did. This is like the whole thing is like, I'm a very strange person, I guess. This is my coming out as being a really strange person.
People knew.
People knew.
We all knew. Ever since you were a kid, we all knew.
We all knew.
We could tell you were different.
Yep.
Fucking
so I had a friend who sends me weird Twitter stuff and like weird things on the internet. And he sends me that thing that I sent to you.
I loved every second of it.
It's a remix of the Human League's Don't You Want Me? This like 80s synth out new wave thing. And it starts off like, I was working as a waitress in a cocktail bar. And then he just says the word cocktail bar, and only that for the rest, in auto-tune for that, for like the rest of the song.
Unbelievable how dumb it is and how infectious it also is at the same time.
Yeah.
You can't not watch the whole thing. And you watch the whole thing just like, oh my, I hate this.
So that's like our
So
our
funny.
friend. Our friend's name is Dan, and that's exactly what he finds these little gems on the. That's like his thing. He's not into like music like that. Like he finds these things anyway. So we converted that into an audio file, and at our wedding, late in the evening, had our DJ put it on, and like it,
That's very fun.
and we were told,
Everybody's like dancing, like
yes.
amazing. Oh, that's so good.
I mean, the look on everyone's face, because they're like the song starts off first, 12.
Yeah, the first verse is normal.
Yeah. And then you're kind of like, did I drink too much? Did I what is happening? Am I having a seizure? Like, you're not quite sure, but and when it came on, like I was locked eyes with Jenna and we're looking around and just trying to see everyone, and people were just trying to kind of continue to sing along to it. It was incredible. So
Yeah, that's great. I wish there was footage of that. I would post it. I
yeah.
might just have to post the video, but I would love to post the wedding of people like.
I know. I wish you and Lauren were there, honestly. You got
We were pretty pissed that we weren't invited, only because we weren't friends yet.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
ridiculous.
That's my big regret,
Yeah. If we could go back in time, because I think our first, like, me and you first sort of became friends at Jermaine's bachelor party.
Yeah.
But then at his wedding,
best.
the four of us just,
Yeah.
We fucking, do you cut a rug? Is that the
Yeah,
word?
we cut a rug.
Oh, we cut several rugs that night. I think
Yeah.
I tore my ACL.
I think I tore a lot of rugs. That's what happened.
Yeah, I broke the scissors and I was just freehanding those bastards.
What a great, because like I've hung out with Vlad since, and like I can't think of another bachelor party that like spurred on separate friendships. That's like a testament to Jermaine's taste in people and like
is he not the best dude?
Yeah, he's the greatest.
Yeah, I love Jermaine.
I
I know I have a lot of good friends because we kind of did the like, oh, you know Jermaine? All right. And then it's like, if someone's like, yeah, I know Jermaine, we're friends. That's sort of like, okay, this guy's fine.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? I couldn't even imagine someone being like, oh, you know Jermaine? Fuck that guy. I'd be like, what? I would have to beat you to death. There's obviously something wrong with you.
I know. He's the greatest. I mean, the thing is, working, I get to spend a lot more time organically with him too at work. And then like the other week I had to do like a talk to the assistants about like, just like an informational, like help educate them on, reading scripts or whatever have you. And he picked like such an amazing, thoughtful topic for his, and I had to follow him. Oh, following, it was his topic was imposter syndrome. And it was so like relatable to the assistants who feel like they want to grow and become managers and like they have their own insecurities. And he's opening the floor to the assistants and he's giving and taking, and it's this beautiful forum. And like, I'm like, so, for mine, it was like on like staffing writers. I was like, so, this is an executive producer and this is a co-executive producer.
And I wanted to talk to you guys about how to open up a savings account.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, exactly. Like, how do you follow the setup? It was a fucking setup. Our HR department,
honestly, you just go up there and then you keep taking questions about it.
Yeah, I realized what Jermaine was talking about in his TED talk through mine. I felt what imposter syndrome was in that moment.
Oh shit, I have that.
Yeah, I have that right now.
That's really funny. Cool. You wanna throw out a song for what's your song for the summer that didn't make the playlist? Totally aside from the playlist, is there a standout in something in heavy rotation?
Yeah, I gotta pull up my my wife will like though, I think, for that one. I got it. Hold on one sec.
Wife Likes playlist is pretty solid. I
It's
bet
so good.
10% of men in America have my wife will like this.
I like she'll pick up some stuff that's on there. She's like, it doesn't. But here's the thing I'll say. And when you have her episode and everything, like she has incredible taste in music. I mean, she really finds unique stuff. And okay, I think it's this one. There's this artist, Hazel English. That's really good. Female vocalist. She's got a couple songs, Combat and Wake Up. She's fucking awesome.
What's like modern pop?
Yeah, it's kind of indie pop, female indie pop, kind of a vibe.
Bitchin'.
But yeah, that one is
Synthesizers or full band?
no, she's full. It's got a full band.
Huh, okay.
Then I just like I listen to like Twin Shadow is like one of my all time. I think like Ray LaMontagne, because he dropped a new album. Ray LaMontagne, Twin Shadow, and Father John Misty are kind of like my three.
That's like if you had a Lexus from the mid 90s and you had the 3 or 6 CD changer in the trunk,
Yeah, those three are
those would be in there.
those three are in there for sure. Yeah. And and I had like just trying to think if anything was on there. But yeah, I mean those are Hazel English was a discovery for sure. I think she's
Nice.
kind of on the come up now. How about you? What's like in the rotation at this moment?
Listening to what's it? It's she's a big girl now, or she's a big boy now by McBays. It's a few years
I'm
old.
a big kid now by Toys R Us.
Yeah, it's like Mommy Wow. Have you heard this? It's old.
I don't think so.
It's been discontinued, but it's really good. No,
Really?
I'll post it. It's this really really great guitar work. Really like jangly type of indie rock song that I always fall for. I listened to it a few times because it has this incredible like illustrator style,
Yeah.
almost like do you know that game Cuphead? It's sort of like the vintage looking illustrator style, like old style cartoon.
Oh yeah. I know. I think
it's sort of like that aesthetic.
I got you.
And I saw it and I was like, oh, dude, this is fucking outrageously well done. And it wasn't until like the 4th or 5th time I heard the song and was like, already like, I love this song, that I was like, okay, now I should listen to the lyrics. And it's like, yeah, he's definitely talking about getting pegged.
Oh wow.
But it's an incredible song and I fucking stan it. I don't give a fuck. I'm not like a pegging guy, but it's an incredible song, and I'll post it. I think you'll fucking dig it. So good.
I don't believe you, but I
It was like
that's
he's
fun.
French, so like you're not really listening to the lyrics like fully.
Yeah, while you're being pegged, it's very difficult to
it really is. It really is.
Oh, this other one though, I gotta throw this out. This is a crazy discovery. So there's this.
Do you know who Nancy Kerrigan is? What a weird random one to pull. I interrupted you. Please continue with a real thing.
You Tanya Harding to me.
I did. I really did. I fucking kneecapped you, bro.
Okay. SAULT, SAULT, all caps. They're or it's either there, I think, are like kind of electronic music with kind of like a black civil rights bent sort of in it. Crazy stuff. Anyway, there's this they have this song Black and then the song Why. They're unbelievable. You gotta check that out.
Cool. I've got it up now. I'll check it out as soon as I hang up with you.
Super unique, kind of a thing like of the moment in rotation. And then the last part is Hamilton. Because that's just, we have the Disney Plus thing. We're listening to those songs. Philomena likes it.
Oh, good.
It's in here. So you got to rock out some Hamilton.
Hamilton happened the first weekend we had Disney Plus. That happened.
Yeah.
and it's awesome. I'm
Yeah,
all
isn't
for it. I don't want to ever hear it again,
it?
but like I'm
Back
glad that
quickly.
it is a thing that exists and people love it. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to say don't listen to it or that it's not good. It's just it's like 3 or 4 hours to watch the thing, and I
Yeah.
won't do it. I refuse.
Yeah,
It's like you might as well read a book. Gross.
I know. I know.
I could watch like 12 episodes of Rick and Morty and then get drunk
I know. No,
instead.
it's true. It is a big commitment of time
Yeah.
for the American attention span,
Mhm.
especially. But I mean, you got
Oh,
to
sorry, what were you saying?
it's high art.
Yeah.
It's high art. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's good
And
stuff.
this is by far the longest podcast so far. We talk too much. My
What-
old rule, my favorite part about this is my rule to myself was I wouldn't let this go over 30 minutes
Oh, how dare
ever.
you?
I know. And then I just like, I look up and I'm just like, oh, that's going to really irritate Ari when I tell him that I gave this a time limit. I'll
Oh,
split it
man.
up. I'll cheat and split it up into 2 parts.
Well, I mean, it's fucking fantastic conversation. You're one of my favorite people to talk to. We've
Oh
been
my God.
zooming more and more of these days and weeks go by playing games and stuff, and you've got such a great group of friends.
No, I really like my friends.
You're a
And you got
regular.
great friends. And it's I love how we have an intersection of friends, and then my friends have just sort of like adopted you, and I think vice versa. It's
I
just nice.
became like a cousin
Yeah,
in the
you're
group.
like, yeah. Now my real cousin is moving back to Nashville, which is disappointing. So you'll just be cousin Ari, and that's fine.
Yeah, we'll do
I
it.
kind of like that better, actually.
I think it's
You have a very cousin vibe.
cousin vibe.
Yeah, you really do.
By the way, I have such good. My cousins are like my favorite people. I've
Yeah,
really
that's awesome.
close relationships with
Yeah,
cousins.
I got really lucky with my mom's sister's kids.
Yeah,
Caitlin and Devin are really good people.
cousins are good people.
Yeah. Not always. Did you hear about the Golden State Killer?
Oh, well, that's a good point.
Yeah. That guy was not great.
No, he wasn't.
Patton Oswalt. Do you know Patton Oswalt caught him?
Yeah, I've been. Well, I
We
kind
have
of.
to end this.
I know this is crazy. Like, I watched all that. I knew about the Michelle McNamara
We
stuff.
watched it in 2 nights, and it was. I can't believe I can sleep still.
I know.
That is a fucking monster.
Yeah.
And then he just had a normal life for like 20 years.
Oh, it is sad and horrifying. Then 23andMe. I mean, this is insane. But I think the thing that was remarkable that was like, and it was her pursuit, just her like myopic focus
Relentless.
on this thing. What an incredible thing for like a human being to do. Anyway, I just like so we started on marriage, and then we
We started with Marriage Story, and then we ended with a flashlight in your face
yeah.
and some ligatures. So
This is
not great. I feel pretty bad about it. Maybe let's consider this a first draft. Let's
Yep.
try again tomorrow.
try again tomorrow. I'll just keep
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
to you until tomorrow. It'll be perfect. We'll just go the whole time.
Yeah.
On record.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hit stop. There's just gonna be a Truman Show-esque
Yes.
music
Part
podcast that I've
13.
started now.
I'll chop it up into 13 parts.
Yeah, it's not. Don't even worry about it. It'll be fine. Cool, man. Well, thanks for coming on. Thanks for doing this. I'm sorry I ruined the last 2 days for you. If you like Ari's or playlist, if you like Ari's playlist, you can catch the other 8 hours he had to cut from it on the Mixtapes episode 5 extended cuts. Mike is a piece of shit, and I don't like him anymore. And you can find that on his Spotify. I'll shoot a link if anybody's interested.
So funny. Dude, I love talking to you as always, and this is a blast.
Yeah, man. I'm pumped to keep it churning. Have a good night, and then tell the women in your home that I said hello.
I will in that voice.
Hello. All right, later, dude.
All right, brother.
Bye.
Talk to you.